We always follow through on our promises, and we promised you Big Brother Mzansi winner Mc Junior Zondi. He's here in studio with us today to speak all things Big Brother, and of course, coming home with the big prize, 2 million rand. South Africa's newest millionaire, Mc Junior. How are you doing?
Yes. What, you feeling yourself when you like being introduced as a millionaire, man?
Yo, it's crazy. I'm a millionaire. I still can't believe it.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. I can imagine how surreal this entire thing is, and perhaps a little bit overwhelming, right? You went into the Big Brother house, just an ordinary guy doing your thing, and you come out, you're in high demand. We all want to get a piece of you. And on top of that, you come out with some millions. How are you feeling, man?
I am absolutely overwhelmed and humbled by the love I've been receiving from the people. I did not anticipate it.
Yeah.
This whole thing is it's just gone crazy.
Yeah.
I just came from a house with 22 people for 3 months, and you come out and everybody's like, yo, we love you. I'm like, what on earth?
What do you mean?
What on earth?
Yeah, I mean, you were in a house of 22 individuals, but you come from a home. I mean, I'm sure the home you come from is not of 22 people. Tell us a little bit about who you were before you went into the house.
I was a regular guy, man. A regular guy in his apartment alone in Durban, working a 9 to 5, going to work and coming back and sitting at home doing nothing. I don't have friends. I don't club. I don't do anything.
Yeah.
I just go to work, come back, and buy groceries, and that's it.
So why would a loner want to hang out with 22 strangers?
My girlfriend was like, there's 2 million here, and I think your personality is goofy enough to get accepted. And I was like, yo, okay, let's try 2 million. Let's go.
You took a shot and then you decided, okay, let me go. I mean, it's whatever. What are the plans that you make to leave your life, your environment for 3 months to pretty much do nothing? Because I mean, you guys, you hang out, whatever, and of course the challenges that you do, but you have to make plans to leave your own life for that amount of time.
Yes. First things first, forget about the apartment. Because there are going to be no checks coming in.
Okay.
Sure, there's
Wi-Fi is paid for.
Yes.
For the girlfriend.
Yes. Because, if it's not paid for, you might come back single.
Yeah.
So you just had to move everything from the apartment, move financially, make sure you're set up, you know what I'm saying? Make sure everything is going to be good while you're gone. But you give up your life. Somebody's going to be deciding when you do what and when you eat what.
And what about your job? What do you tell them? Where are you going for 3 months?
Man, I'm following my dreams. That's basically what I said. I was like, I'm following my dreams, and I'm not going to become the type of person I want to become with a 9 to 5.
So did you quit the job?
Yeah, man. I walked in and I was like, sir, thank you for the opportunity, but
Well, luckily it paid off because, I mean, what were you going to do? But either way, you take that chance, you take that risk, and you go into the house. I remember watching the first episode when you guys were walking in, and it's a tricky thing to meet, new people. Everyone's got these personalities. Some people are really out there, and you're not one of those people who, have that personality that's sort of standing on the table and easily recognizable. So you have to sort of be yourself, but also started navigating these relationships. First week in the Big Brother house, how was that for you? The navigating of the different personalities and just trying to find your foot in all this.
You put it perfectly. I was trying to find my feet. I was a nervous wreck. I was in there like absolutely the trepidation. It was, these people, they're loud characters. They're coming in.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to show who they are. Everybody's trying to come in, put their best foot forward. And I'm just quiet, just have nothing to say. I'm just sitting there like, I just found out first 2 weeks I was hated.
Yeah.
People were like, who is this guy? Just
There was a lot of things that people were saying about you. I mean, why does he speak like that? Your English accent versus your Zulu accent, which is deep on both ends. And, it's so different when you're just living your life and you don't get to see what's happening on the side. So once you are finding your feet, you're making friends here and there, there's a lot of different nuances for a social experiment like Big Brother, right? There's going to be gossip. There's people playing the game. There's emotions. There's intersections. All the sexual relations. So where did you see yourself fitting in as you were finding your feet in the house?
I didn't want to fit in. I don't conform. I'm authentic.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? When I stepped into that house, it wasn't about I want to fit in, I want to get into a clique and get protection and I have people backing me up. Nah, I was moving by myself. You know what I'm saying? I was moving absolutely alone and I was staying true to who I am, which is an introvert.
But you need alliances in that environment. It needs people to shield you in certain environments, situations. And at times you need those alliances so you don't become the target. So as a person who is navigating that whole thing alone, how did you shield yourself from those dangerous moments where you weren't the target?
I think it happened organically because
maybe people didn't see you as someone who they could compete with anyway. So they're like, this one I will deal with them later.
That's funny you should say that because I was being nominated from week one. Every week they were dealing with me. Every week they were standing me up. And I had people like your Neos and your Takis that protected me. Those connections happened organically.
Okay.
You know, I didn't try to force them. They just happened organically and naturally. And we just ended up being this group that just stuck to each other. Organically.
That's what happens in something like that, because Big Brother's not just a reality show, it's a social experiment, right? So you need to see how people are. And what happens is that when you guys go in, a lot of people have this game plan in mind. I'm going to act like this, I'm going to behave like that, and this, I'm going to create these alliances. But eventually you forget that you're on TV, you're on camera, you're just living and you become yourself. So it's so hard to pretend for a long time, especially if you actually have to, maybe you're hungry or you're annoyed or whatever, you going to have to be yourself. Were you scared? I mean, like you said, nominated from the get-go and nominated quite a lot. You know, you're thinking now in the back of your mind in the base, like, guys, I quit my job and I'm always getting nominated, so I don't think I'm going to make it. Did the fear start sort of, creeping in at some point?
The fear started creeping in predominantly week 2. I was like, I'm going. I was like, I went into the diary room and I was like, Big Brother, I haven't come out hard enough. I think I left the charge too late, to show my true character. And I think I'm going. I think I'm going. If Nell hadn't saved me that second week, I was gone.
So did you adopt a different strategy after you noticed that trend of being the one who was being targeted? Did you think about something that would actually just change your direction in the game?
Come out of your shell. That was my thing. After week 2, I think it was a noticeable difference. After week 2, I was coming out of my shell a lot more. If we have a task, I put my best foot forward. If we're going to the arena, I put my best foot forward. That was my thing. That was just come out of your shell a lot more. And you definitely want to show the people what you're capable of doing.
Nice. Yeah. It's difficult because there's booze, there's hanging out, there's a sense of freedom, there's a sense of little responsibility in the house. But then when those moral issues come, in the house, you start thinking, okay, my booze intake. You start thinking, look, my words matter in this house. Actually, it does remind you that there are people out there looking in.
So you see, the house is like a vacuum. You end up forgetting that there are people outside watching. You know what I'm saying? Now, within that space, you can have all the booze you want. At the end of the day, you do something, you're responsible for it. You're an adult. Nobody's taken into that show under 21. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you're responsible for your actions. It doesn't matter how much alcohol you've had. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're existing within this vacuum, but we still have to be responsible and set a good example for the people outside.
Your life is not simple anymore. You've accumulated fame. Do you want to do something with that fame, or do you want to go back as a hermit again and go back to your quiet life?
Man, if the latter is definitely what I'm looking at right now. Go back into my recluse state, my little isolation.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? But if an opportunity comes and the bag is big enough that's on the table and the terms are what I agree with, then I'll take it. I'll go into the media. So it's more money. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're looking for. But at the end of the day, right now, the latter looks better to me. Just go back to my simple life and just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But I mean, it's hard to go back to a simple life when now you're easily recognizable anywhere you go. You probably, wouldn't see anyone when you go down to do your groceries in the weekly shopping. But now there is that particular aspect. Do you think maybe it would be beneficial to you to use that to your advantage as well? I mean, it's not like for the next couple of months you can just do simply without recognizing just how much, first of all, you've been through in the past 3 months in the house, but also just how much people have supported you and shown their love for you.
It definitely, the platform that Big Brother's given us would be beneficial, you know what I'm saying?
course,
But
yeah.
for me right now, it's about, is it right for me? You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes to the table, it's not just going to be purely based on finances, based on
anything.
terms, or based on,
Yes.
oh yeah, I want to be popular. Nah, man. Anything that comes on the table, is it right for me? Is it in line with who I am,
Yeah.
the direction I want to go in? And yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Because you're not for
Yeah.
sale.
I'm not, man. I'm not selling my soul. I'm not, nah.
Yeah, talking about not being for sale.
Yeah.
You know, going through this journey of so many days, interacting with different people from different parts of the country, must say a lot about you in terms of surviving those different scenarios.
Yeah.
What have you learned about yourself?
I've learned the fact that I'm very tolerant. Tolerant, man. I can tolerate a lot. I'm very accepting. We had your Chuenza, who was in the from the LGBTQI community. I've never interacted with people from the LGBTQI community on a level that we did in that house. And he became my friend.
Wow.
He was my friend. He's the most polite, most gentle soul I've ever met. One of the most. So that you know what I'm saying, just the acceptance, you know what I'm saying, willing to learn. I learned that I'm capable. You know what I'm saying? I'm very capable. There are things that were thrown at us and I was like, what the? You know, I'd never acted before. That was my first time in that show acting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd always written raps in my bedroom. I never did them. So I'm capable. And you know that these are the things I learned.
And in terms of, you know, some of those internal gifts that maybe were hiding within you that came out from, you know, the Big Brother experience, are there any new things that you feel like, you know what, maybe I can try this out?
Man, I really loved the acting, which is something I discovered in week 7. You know what I'm saying? I really loved it. I was like, yo, and the people are like, yo, you get into character. You know, my housemates are like, yo, you're a completely different person. You know what I'm saying? And I really, really enjoyed doing it. So that for me was something I discovered and I enjoyed doing. I love doing it, but it's not in my heart to like pursue it or run
Come
after
on,
it.
try it. I think if there was a little hunch in you that you enjoyed it, maybe you should pursue it. Even if on a minimal landscape, advertising, a little bit of a companion. You never know, man.
Yeah,
Never know.
I loved it, man.
That's fantastic.
But I think that's the best part about something like this. It's not only about coming out with the money, but it's a growth, right? Any experiment like this can bring a lot of growth, a lot of understanding for you, and you know, really getting to know yourself on a deeper level. Ways that you can also adjust yourself, but also ways that you realize that you're better than you've realized, and now you can use that in your everyday life and your everyday circumstances. So now let's speak about. I am. Now let's speak about how much we're getting and how much you're giving us. I mean, people are expecting you. People are expecting you to be out there, be a baller. You know, money changes people. Apparently, are you seeing yourself as someone that would change from a little million here and there?
Money doesn't change; it accentuates. You know what I'm saying? You just become a better or worse version of what you were.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for coming through and good luck with your endeavors. It's been fantastic watching you bloom from the background to the forefront. And even though they were cheerleading a different name on the announcement day, your name came out on top. Yeah. So thank you for joining us here on Channel Africa.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, man.
Fantastic. That's Mc Junior Zondi. You know who says that, you know what, if you are the underdog, you can't come on top. Definitely he came out showing himself as victorious in the Big Brother Mzansi Season 4. Well, it's 11:41 Central African Time. We're going to keep moving. Stay with us.